Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'd just like to make a quick video talking about why I think that the Kroot LoneSpear is by far the most exciting unit of the new Kroot releases, and what it means for Kroot going forward and why I think it's so important. So the reason why the Kroot LoneSpear has me so excited in particular compared to some of the other, let's say, more simple or more straightforward Kroot releases we've seen, is that this, at least to my knowledge, is the first time we have a direct Kroot lineage creature associated with the Kroot. We've always heard and we've always known, that they're expert like trackers and hunters and whatnot. But as far as like creatures that they use in war and in life, it has always been things that are at least like distant relatives of the Kroot. Things like the Krootoks, the Narloks, the Hounds. You can all see that those are direct descendants of the Kroot lineage. Now, I made a similar video to this when the Kroot Farstalkers kit came out, and at the time, that was the most important kit in my opinion, due to the simple fact that it had the Kroot Pekra, which was this little bird guy that came with the kit. And why that little dude was such a big deal, at least to Kroot kitbashers in particular, is because it was the furthest, the furthest thing from the standard Kroot template that we had seen, at least in model form. So if you look at that little guy, and this is why I made the video on it, compared to the standard Kroot design, he has almost nothing associated with Kroot. So the standard Kroot things, and I made a video about this before, that are shared across, like the standard Kroot physical traits that are shared across all the different Kroot species, is generally a bird-like slash reptile-like appearance, complemented by a beak, and it's almost always going to be an underbite beak, which is quite unique. 4 digits on the hands and feet, quills of some sort, generally on the head, the arms, and maybe the legs, things like that. And then generally they are like they're smooth skinned, and you can, there's a few more to that, but basically that's your standard design. Now you have this little guy where, yeah, he's bird like, or he's a bird obviously, but fully covered in feathers, not quills. Very different right there. Has a beak, not an underbite beak. Has 4 eyes, which is that's never been a Kroot thing. They've always only had 2 eyes. And so other than them saying, yeah, this is a real distant offshoot of Kroot, them saying that, there's nothing that would really indicate that that's what it is other than that. So that to me was really exciting, because what that did is that's a green light to go really out there with some of our kit bashes and conversions, and it kind of tosses the idea out the door that you have this little checkbox of things you have to hit to make something Kroot. You have to make sure, if you want it to read as Kroot, at least, you have to make sure it's got that underbite, it's got some of the quills, it's got, some of these other Kroot features, whereas this thing, they're saying it's from the Kroot lineage, and it doesn't have any of those things. So that was really exciting. Now we have this Kroot LoneSpear who's riding what's called a Kalandra, and that is an entirely different alien beast that's not related to Kroot at all. And so they even say, they go into saying how it's not as close of a bond, let's say, and it's not as easy to control as some of the other like creatures like Krootoks and stuff, because those things are at their core at least somewhat related to the Kroot handlers or riders for them. So they have that familiar connection, whereas this is a completely different thing. So it doesn't have like an inbuilt loyalty or sense of belonging with the Kroot. This is just a totally different random alien creature. And why that's so exciting to me, and it should be to you if you like Kroot and you like kitbashing Kroot, is that so if the Kroot are now willing to go out and capture these creatures to use, and it's a unit, like it's a thing. It's not like it's just one character that went and did this. Like there's lots of them. What that means is they're going to do that with other things too, and they absolutely can. There's nothing to say that they can't. They did it with this one. They can do it with another cool alien creature. And so now when you're looking to do your Kroot conversions, especially in the light of the new codex and stuff, if you want things to represent battle suits and stuff, previously it's very hard, or it was very hard, if you want to really keep the proper Kroot aesthetic, to find different models, whether they're like Age of Sigmar models or things from different ranges or 3D prints or whatever. It's really hard to find models that are close enough to that Kroot aesthetic that you can then, with some green stuff work and whatever, can turn them into Kroot. Everybody that likes Kroot has been doing this forever. I've done, dozens of them at this point. But it really limits what you can use. Like, for example, like, say you think that the some of the Ogre Maw tribes models are really cool, and you think like a big bulky beast like that would be perfect to use as, let's say, a Tau Hammerhead. You mount a big gun on its back, and there's your proxy Hammerhead. Well, that's pretty far from a Kroot design. It's really big and thick. It's got like hooves. It's covered in hair. It's got tusks. It's not bird-like at all. So previously you would have to like toss that model away. Like, not that you have to, but you would probably be inclined to not use that model and try to seek something else out. Now there's absolutely nothing to say that maybe the Kroot are on some sort of a world with a lot of mountains, and there's these big shaggy beasts up in the mountains, and when the Kroot want an expedition up there, they trap a couple of them and tame them up and use them. Absolutely fine. How about the magma droth, like the big ass like fire lizard things that the what are they? The Slayer guys from Age of Sigmar, the dwarves. They've got these big like fire lizard looking things. Sure, it doesn't look bird like at all, but now absolutely go ahead and use one of those and slap a saddle on it and say the Kroot tamed it on some sort of, jungle or lava world or whatever. Different lizardmen creatures, and that maybe didn't, like, say, like the Stegodon, for example, or the Bastillodon. Those are very those like similar to the Kalamandra or the other Kroot creatures. Like, they look like they belong in a jungle. They fit that kind of like tribal aesthetic. But previously, they're so far from Kroot that it would be difficult to make them fit the Kroot aesthetic. So again, you would think maybe not to use them. But now the door is wide open. Go ahead and use them. Pull those skinks off, slap a couple Kroot handlers on it, give it a saddle, give them some, like, some spiky goads or whatever to make it go. And there you go. There's your tank. There's your battle suit. Whatever. Have at it. You want to make a Kroot flyer, but you didn't. There's not a good flying model that looks very Krootish. Grab an Age of Sigmar dragon or something. Freaking say, yeah, they went to some weird alien planet that has a dragon. The door is now wide open, and the LoneSpear himself, if you just want to just keep with that model, that opens up a ton of possibilities, because he's already, like, just him specifically, he's riding this thing that's not a Kroot thing. So you got some spare carnivores. Maybe you got the sniper from the Farstalkers kit. Slap him on a similar sized weird creature of some sort. Again, looking at the Stormcast range from Age of Sigmar. The Cruel Boys, those orcs, they've got a lot of weird, monstrous beasts that they ride on. Again, the Lizard Men, the Lumineth have a couple. Like, there's a lot of weird little creatures that are pretty far from Kroot that previously would be hard to make fit in the Kroot army. Now you're free to go. You're free to go, my children. Kit bash away to your heart's content. Nobody can stop you. Certainly I won't stop you. So yeah, it's a very exciting time for Kroot. I'm coming up with new ideas constantly every day. I have actually, not only have I bought the new box, I've also bought a shitload more Kroot for the purpose of kit bashing that are on the way. So expect a lot of Kroot content over the next coming months and stuff. And I'm sure I'll have a couple cool things made for you guys. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video really quick because I feel like in the excitement, this little fact has been lost on a lot of people, and just what an exciting time for Kroot kit bashing this is, and what a huge new world of possibilities have been opened up to us because of this. Similar to how excited I was for the bird from the Farstalkers kit. So yeah, just wanted to talk about that real quick, guys. As always, if you want to support the channel, you want to support me and the things I make and the videos I make, feel free to check out the Patreon. I post everything there early, all the work in progress stuff, as well as liking, subscribing, and all that normal stuff. So Yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.